Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another video. Today we're going to be making some clusters. We're going to be making 3 for the beach journal and 3 for the bohemian journal. So I have laid out, this is my normal kind of starting place when I do clusters. So I've got my textiles over here. That's lace, cheesecloth, things like that in this pile. This is specialty paper like vellum. I've got a little bit of rice paper in here, and I believe some tissue paper as well. These right here are my kind of neutrals, so some coffee dyed scraps. These are all from my scrap bin. And then I've got some themed kind of papers to go with each of the kinds that we're doing. So obviously this one being the beach journal and this one being the boho journal. So I will probably be making more off camera, but I thought we would just start with 3 of each for now, but I definitely want more than 3 of each for each of these journals. So I also have my Fabri-Tac. It's my preferred glue for most everything that I do. And I also have some vintage photo archival ink in case I want to ink as I go. So these are the focal images. So that's what I do with when I do clusters. I make sure that I have a focal image. Sometimes that's a flower, sometimes it's a butterfly, sometimes it's an image like this, something that's circular or square or something of that nature. I always forget I have a square punch and I always forget about it. But these are the ones that I chose. These are a new digital that I found. They are actually a PNG file. They're watercolor boho girls, so they're absolutely gorgeous. Sorry for that lack of clarity. That's the trade-off again for not having the focus problem. So you'll be able to see everything really clearly in the videos at the end, the photos at the end of the video. So I'm going to set those over there, and then these are the 3 that I picked for the beach journal. So we've got our little boy and our little girl. Got the little girl and a little bit of the lighthouse there, and then I can get my fingers to work, and then it looks like 2 little girls there. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to probably speed this up because these tend to take me a while, just the sorting and figuring out what I want to do. So I will pop in from here and there to talk with you. I pulled out my metal ruler as well as my tear ruler. I'm feeling like I actually want to use the tear ruler to make my pieces. So I think I'm going to set the metal ruler over here. I can change my mind if I want to. So let's go ahead and start with the bases. So I like to start with a neutral base. So let me get rid of those beach ones. So I like to start out with something like this, which will go with both the boho and the beach journal. I also have some pieces of the She Decided paper, which I have talked with you about quite a bit. So generally in a cluster, I like to have layers of textile. I like to have, usually I have like book pages, music pages. I'm going to supplement that with the script. I might have to reach in my drawer. I think I was going to get up and get a book. So if you wouldn't mind just waiting a quick second, I'm going to grab a book to pull from. Okay. I have a vintage, this is a book page, and this is music. So let me grab a couple of pages out of this just for something to start with. So I'm just going to tear out 2 pages of each. I generally do like to have a layer of that because it tends to be a little bit of a thinner material when trying to layer up. So let's see, let's get 2 of these as well. Oh, that's on the signature, isn't it? I think I'll skip that one. How about wishing and working? Boy, I'm just on that. I'm on that signature string, so I'm going to be happy with that. So let me just get those out of the way. So I'm going to set the ruler over here for a moment, and I'm going to lay out my base pieces first. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the music for just a short while. most of my scrap paper tends to be, oh, those weren't supposed to be the base, tend to be thicker because they are 65-pound paper. I think I had actually decided I wanted to use these as my base. So we'll set those aside for a layer. I'm so sorry, you guys. So just because I like the scrippy bit in the back, so I think that's going to be too small. So let me try that again. I'm so sorry. I forgot what I was doing. So I'm just going to take off a bit of the edge here. I want them to be fairly big because my focal point is a, what is that size? It is a 2-inch circle. So I want to make sure that we've got, so we can see some of the background. So yeah, that should be good. So there's one. I'm so sorry, guys. It was a hard work day. So I am trying to, again, get some content done. We've got birthday parties this weekend for my husband and my grandson who turned 16. So we will be celebrating them together. And so that always kind of cuts into the craft time, you know, when there's family doesn't come over as much as they used to because everybody's so busy. But they will all be here this weekend. So I mean, doesn't look like I have enough to actually use this paper for everything. So we might be able to pull in some of those other bases. They don't have to be symmetrical either, so you can see I'm getting some crooked bases. That's okay. And let's go ahead and use this one too. I'll just tear that edge off. I think I'm going to leave that one and just distress it. So let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have just enough. So let me tear this one off with the tear ruler. And then I'll probably use my distress tool because it's kind of hard to tear this paper, to be honest. Kind of hurts my hands. Okay. So I'm going to move these. I've got all kinds of stuff in the way. I probably will not be inking, so I'm just going to set that over there. Move my glue for the moment so that we can see together what we have to choose from. So let me get my distress tool and I'll show you what I mean. So just kind of give it a little bit of a roughness around the edge. We might ink these because we're creating this texture on the sides that's kind of nifty. Yeah, I think they will ink up as we go. I love it. I'm also trying to clear my desk a little bit this weekend for finishing the guest book that I have mentioned for my best friend. So, because her anniversary is October the 5th, so I want to get that done. So let me ink all of these bases up. I think I don't care for that pink one just in this instance because there's really no pinkishness in this design. So I'm going to set those two aside and we'll pull a couple of these that we oh, but they're smaller. Ugh. Ugh. Well, we could use one of these. Why don't we do that? We'll use one of those and then we'll use this one. That'll work. We'll just trim off this white edge here. And I'll just keep distressing these last two and then we'll be ready to roll. I haven't done clusters in quite some time, so I thought it was time. It's a great way to use your scraps. I mean, this is just like the tip of the iceberg, literally, but it's still making a little bit of a dent, mostly in my most current stuff that I've been using. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay some of these out. I'm going to have to move these back. Boy, oh boy. What are we doing? There we go. Okay, textiles are over there. Ink is over here. Crumbs are on the floor. There we go. So got some bits here. Yep, there we go. So we got 3 and 3. Let's do that. You guys can see that okay? Okay, so then what I usually like to do is get a bit of some kind of another layer, so maybe some vellum. And I like to rough tear my vellum. And I don't like to have any even edges, if I can help it. I mean, one edge is fine, like that would probably be fine. But I didn't want it like that. Let's just tear that off. So I'm just going to continue on with this layer, and you guys can just watch and see what I'm doing. Okay, so this might not be the way they stay, but I'm basically just selecting my paper types to go in this project. So I've also got some of this wood grain I thought would be fun. So I'm just gonna reach over here and try to use my tear ruler over here to the side and get some of this paper. This is a wood grain paper from one of the beach digitals that I've been using. Okay, we don't need a lot. I'm just gonna tear some bits off and use them accordingly. Okay, so it's about this point where I'm like, I think I need to start with one because otherwise I get really discombobulated. So let's start with the beach one. So I'm going to set the other 3 aside. These are the 3 for the Bohemian journal. And let's focus on these because then I can get my mind in one spot and not all over the place. So I don't want a lot. I don't want to cover up that, I know. So let's just keep on keeping on here. I'm just going to tear some more. I'm going to pull out some of these textiles over here. So I've got some of this lace that I just love. So let's get some textile down as a layer before we do anything else much. Just trimming off some of the hair bits. And I think I want that one right on there. Yeah. Just going to use my scissors to trim that off. Okay. And this again is the point where I have to just have to commit and start putting stuff down. Otherwise I will just sit here and waffle. I need to reach and grab a paper towel. Push that down. There we go. So let's leave that one. And let's do another one. Let's do some blue. I bought this this scarf material for my sister's journal. I made her for the Love of Blue. What was called For the Love of Blue journal. And oh my gosh, that would be so pretty, wouldn't it, with these things sticking out? I don't know about the things sticking out though. Let's try a piece of this instead. was so beautiful. I put it throughout her journal. Boy, I'm just sticking to everything. Goodness gracious. We could also use that. I feel like that one's more appropriate on that one. We'll put another layer of textile there. We could also use some of this. This is from a very old scarf that I've been pulling textiles off of this for a long time. It's like, it feels like it's a never-ending thing. I keep finding it everywhere in the studio. So we'll just kind of pull this a little bit and separate it. And then we're going to get that on there as well. I wonder if we need to put the vellum down. Oh, this is not, that's the boho. Goodness gracious. I'm on Ocean. Ocean, Renee, Ocean. Oh, my apologies, guys. I'm very much in the boho mode, so my mind is going there quite naturally as I'm getting into the end of the ephemera making for the beach journal. So, but I always do. I've been forgetting to do clusters, so oh, that's perfect. Let's do that. Let's get that down. Okay, let's try to stretch that out a little bit. It's a little bit bunchy up. Now I'm sticking to it. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can press that down. I need to move that back out. Why are we clear over here? You're supposed to be over here. There we go. Icky sticky. In kindergarten, I was in kindergarten class and they were doing that song or poem or whatever it is that talks about icky sticky bubble gum. And I was working with a student I've never met before. Like I was kind of went in there just to support because they were short, and and she was so cute when she was singing that song, icky sticky bubble gum, icky icky, and they name places of their body that they're trying to get it off of. It's so hilarious. I mean, kindergartners, you know, it doesn't get any cuter than that. Very sweet. Okay, and this is just a piece of like netting from a lace combo, lace netting kind of material. So we got that, and I don't mind if that sticks out. We're making progress. Woo-hoo. Okay, so now we need a little bit more color. So this is the point where we would come in with perhaps our wood grain, but I'm debating on where this needs to go. I feel like this needs to go down. So let's just commit on that. I am going to use my white glue for this, my Barely Arts, because it works better with vellum. So I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to kind of rub it with my finger so that we can minimize how much shows through, if I can manage that. We'll see. Just kind of spread it out a little bit. It usually will have some lines, especially since we're putting it on a textured surface here. But it's mostly going to be covered up, so I'm not too worried. There we go. Woohoo! Love it. Once I get going, it goes pretty. I meant to ink that. Doggone it. See if I can get in there and ink some of that edge. Since I started inking, I want to ink, so there we go. Let's ink this one before we glue it down. So I'm just going to continue on. So my biggest encouragement to you is to not overthink it. So I tend to get in that zone and then I really get stuck. So I'm just going to start making decisions and just putting things wherever I feel they look best. So I would encourage you to do the same. You can make them as simple or as elaborate as you want. I like to have many layers just because I'm a mixed media girl, and layers are what really speaks to me. So I'm just going to make sure that I capture that. So I'm wanting to think about, is this enough here? It's actually quite pretty. I just feel like I need a little something over here on this side of this one. So I'm just, oh, I've got this beautiful stuff. This is so, oh, but that's more textile. We don't need more textile on that one, Cara-Renee. We got some blue lace. Let's see if I can tear this at all. I'm not sure if it will tear. I don't like the straightness lines of it, so let's see if we can grungy it up. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. We could probably even use this string. Oh yeah, look at that. What a happy accident. We're going to use that just like it is. We're just going to use that like it was thread. Okay. And I'm just going to put my little circle in the middle. I think I want to use this one here. I'm just going to ink this up. I like to have a clear focal point, as I mentioned before, something that separates itself from the rest of the cluster, which I believe that this accomplishes that. So I feel like that's not quite big enough and wide enough. Let's just get that in there. Just fussing with the directions here. It's like that hard edge of that lace. I'm sticking to it though, and I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac directly on this circle with extra measure to really hold that lace bit down, that textile. Okay, so there we go. Let's put her on. Yeah, it's simple and beautiful. Oh, that's a piece of the lace. I don't like that. Get under there. There we go. Just have a little bit of it sticking at the top, but that's all right. They don't always turn out the way that I want them to, but you get the gist of it. So it's beautiful. I'll probably put a beachy word on it, and I'll probably trim up some things on the edge like this. In fact, let's just do that because it's going to bug me. Okay. So that's all right. So that's one down. Didn't really pull out enough beachy paper, I don't feel, so I'm going to try to find something here that I can use. So get this show on the road. Feels like it's not going very well. About some book page. Book page usually solves the dilemma for me because it's just enough different that, and it goes wherever you want it to go, I guess is what I'm saying. So let's just put that right across the center. Yeah, see what I mean? Don't overthink it. Don't be Cara-Renee. Clusters usually take me quite a while because it's There's just a certain, you know, kind of look that I'm going for when I'm making these. So, oh, even though I don't necessarily know what that is at the time, but I really think I like that on there. So I think we're going to go with that. We're just going to go with that. I'm actually really liking the simplicity of these. This is not my normal way of doing clusters at all. I'm being very, very minimalistic. So we're gonna go with that and see what we get. All right. I think when I get to the boho ones, I'll feel differently because that's the zone that I've been in my creativity. So I think I'll do better with that. I think I'm going to kind of put her up here a little bit. Okay, like that. I love it. Again, it's very different than what I normally do. There's normally a lot more layers, but I am loving that. So that's number 2. And I think I'm going to save this third one and do it off camera just so that we can get to a couple of the boho ones without being here too long. So let's get a couple of these out. I think we'll do 2 of these and we'll do 2 of the ocean ones, and I'll do that off camera. So, because I am itching to do this. So, because we've got these beautiful colors. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. So let's just, again, just start gluing. Do I want it to go this way? Yes. This is vellum. It's I believe it's the tea stain paper that I often use from Ruby and Pearl. So just gives that little bit of layer that's so beautiful. And we've got tons of boho papers here. I went kind of overboard, but they are all the scraps. So this is my girl that I'm working on. So I'm focusing on those colors, which look at that. Oh, I can already tell this is going to go better. Oh, look at that edge. Let's utilize that edge. So I'm going to rough tear this away from me so I don't get that white core. Okay. And then I'm going to distress this bottom edge with my distress tool. It's a little bit wider than I need it to be, but we'll deal with that. So let's see, and then it's a little bit too clean of an edge there. Just ink that up and get it all grungy. Sorry, I feel like I'm leaning back. My back is sore. When I get done with work, my back is so sore. You know, we sit in squatty chairs, bending over, little tables. So, and we're up and down off of the floor as well. Isn't that gorgeous right there? Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna tear that, and then I'm gonna just distress that. If I can. Yeah, but we need some textile in between. So I would love to use some of this beautiful textile. It's kind of thickish though, but we're gonna try it. Do I have another piece here that would be better? Not really. We also have a piece of this, which would also be a really beautiful addition. It's got some little sequins on it. I feel like that might be, oh, you know what? That's actually quite pretty. I don't like that edge though. So let's see if we can we can make this better. When I find these sequins about on my floor when I'm done with this kind of magic. Yeah, look at that. I like it. Let's do it. So I'm just going to trim this edge off. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love that. What do you think, guys? So far, so good? And then I just don't know if this is too much because it feels like it might be a little too much. I don't think so, though. I think it's going to really make everything go together very, very well. And then she'll sit here. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I just don't know if I want a little bit more of something over here in terms of textile. I've got a couple different laces over here. It might be pretty to put a strip of this on this side. So I'm going to get to an even area here. And I'm going to just glue that on. I'm going to let it hang over some. Whoops. I have my glue, my Fabri-Tac in a old water bottle that's getting very bottom heavy because it's been using it a while. So there we go. So let's just put that in there. Boom. I found this in my drawer too, and I need to stick it in my boho basket for this journal so that I continue to incorporate it into this journal. Okay. So gorgeous. Yeah, I do want that on there. It's a lot, but I think it's beautiful, so we're gonna go with it. And then we're gonna do one more on camera, and then I will finish the two that we didn't do off camera, and I might do some more. I might do some smaller ones just to have a little bit more variety. But what I love about these is look at how we've got those words peeking through here. And then we've got the words up here, and I just think the layering is just scrumptious. So we're going to go ahead and ink her up. And again, we're going to do one more, and then I will let you go. So again, this is my formula. I like textile layers, solid layers, print layers, and I like vellum because it creates a transparent layer, and it's really lovely. So do we want her to go? I think I want her to go about right there. So she's going to tie in that green as well as kind of that maroonish color in her clothing. So look at her. And again, I'll put some kind of a bohemian word or quote on that. So one more. Let's do one more. Which one do we want to do? Let's do this one. So I'm just looking for, my fingers are all sticky, looking for something that will go well with her. I'm thinking that it would be fun to go kind of, that would be really pretty. And again, these are just scraps from things I've been making, whether on camera or off camera. This would be beautiful because we can stay a little bit more neutral with her. I think we'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and tear a bit of this. So this creates a really beautiful layer too, just because, you know, you can see that there's more than one layer, but yet it's completely transparent. And then we've got that rough edge that makes it really, really interesting too. So I do want a piece of this, which I already had torn down. So I need to, this is tough paper though. 65-pound paper is hard to tear. So I'm just gonna make that really rough. And then let's see what we want to do with this other edge. Oh, I like that sticking up like that. Boom, like that. I think I'm just going to hold this up and just cut it off the back and off the top and just kind of make it kind of irregular. If this is making sense. Yes. Okay. But I feel, again, I want something on this edge, so I do have another piece of lace. Let me pull a piece of this over so you guys can see it. This is one I use. I've been using this lace for 3 years, ever since I made my first Bohemian journal. And it's very fun. Now, I don't need that whole bits, but I do want that scalloped edge. So I'm just going to cut this in half. And I use that other piece, always use it. So let's put that on there. Oh yeah, perfect size too. Just trim that there, glue it on this edge. Like that. I'm gonna come over a little bit more. There we go. And we're gonna glue this on. So how are you guys doing? Are you looking forward to the weather change? Have you already experienced weather change? We are still have some warmth here, which has been nice. It's nice to be able to go outside at recess and not get completely obliterated by the rain. So yeah, it's nice. So do we want some of this? I feel like I need something to pull out some of the color in her. So let me just look here. This might be pretty as well. But what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Let's just play around here. It's just paper, right? That's what I tell myself. It's just paper. These are bits that would go into my... Oh, look at that. That was perfect. I think I want it to go this way, but I do need some textile now here. So what do we want to use? I've got this. This is some strange string that I bought. And I actually got it twice, so it's like I've got so much of it. It's crazy. So let's see what we can do with this. It's just this like thready thing that you can pull apart. Isn't that the bomb? I'm going to pull that pink out, though I don't care for that. And we're just, it's like having a bunch of threads here. So, yeah, let's put it under this. So I'm going to kind of aim for this area. And my fingers are sticky already, so this is going to be funny. Funny, funny, funny. And that's more stickier. Oh, yeah. There we go. I can glue some of that down more as I get going here. So I'm going to move that over so I get some of that orange out the side here. Let go. Let go. Oh, I love that. Again, let's not overthink it. Let's just keep on going. We are nearly an hour. In real time, it won't be. I mean, this is real time, but I will be able to trim the video up, so it won't be that long for y'all. So I aim to please. Oh, I didn't ink that. Ugh. Let's ink it. Can we ink it there? Yeah, we can. Okay, we made a mess of that string though. It's okay. It's fuzzy and beautiful. It's a little bit bright for her, but I think it's really, really beautiful. But now we need something to separate this out because that's a little bit too, it just feels like it's not separating it out enough. So maybe we should do a little bit of, let's see, I don't want to bring a different kind of textile in. That's just my preference. We've got this gold too. This is this weird material. I don't even know what it is, but you can pull it and just get these like hairy bits of this textile stuff, which is kind of epic. So let's try some of this. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh! It's a little bit wild and crazy, but I love it. Let's go ahead and ink this up. And we are going to be done. Again, I will finish off the 2 that we didn't get to. And you'll probably see some others in the photos at the end of the video because I will probably make some more and make them a bit smaller. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.